Hi, I'm Richard Grayson. I'm, I guess, on the ballot in the August 20th Alaska U.S. House primary as one of the 12 candidates for the seat currently held by Democrat Mary Peltola. I'm running as a candidate of the No Labels Party. I'm a supporter of President Biden, and I was upset back in the fall when the No Labels Party uh, planned to run a candidate. Essentially, I thought, and many others did, against President Biden to help Donald Trump win the election. So I registered as a member of the No Labels Party in Arizona and said that I was planning to run for a state commission as a No Labels Party member who would essentially try to expose the No Labels Party. The party, a few days later, sued the Secretary of State of Arizona to prevent me or anyone else, there were a couple of others, from running as a No Labels Party candidate. They said they only wanted to run presidential candidates, vice presidential candidates, but for no other offices. They sued in federal court, and in January, much to my surprise, because it seems to go against the precedent in the Ninth Circuit courts, which includes all the West Coast states from Arizona, Alaska as well, that a party can't dictate who can be on their primary ballot. The federal judge in Arizona disagreed. The state of Arizona appealed to the Ninth Circuit, but there won't be a ruling in time for Arizona's primary. So I could not run in Arizona, and I'm still mad about No Labels, and they're trying to, what I thought was, spoil the election and get President Trump back in office, because they'd been taking money. They say they're centrist, but they were taking money from right-wing billionaires like Harlan Crow, the patron of Supreme Court Justice Thomas and others. Anyway, in January, when the ruling came down, I was upset about this, and I wanted to continue my campaign against No Labels, and I realized that I could run in Alaska for the U.S. House as a No Labels Party candidate. This is kind of complicated, but I knew that Alaska would accept me, and the filing fee in Alaska is $100. Alaska has great ballot access for the citizens of Alaska. It's really wonderful. Anyone can get on the ballot. And we've seen last night was the deadline, and there are 12 candidates. Congresswoman Mary Peltola, I've given money to her in the past. I gave money to her in the 2022 primary and special general election and the general election. And I've given money to her in this cycle. I've run for Congress before. 30 years ago in 1994, I ran a congressman from Florida, Mike Bilirakis, was running unopposed. There was no Democrat on the ballot. I ran. In Florida, you have to file with the state as a write-in candidate. I ran with my political action committee. God hates Republicans. And I think I got like about 345 votes. 20 years ago, another Florida Republican from the Jacksonville area, Representative Anders Crenshaw, a Republican, also ran unopposed, and I ran a larger write-in campaign. I had an online diary at the website of McSweeney's that some of you know. The publication McSweeney's got a lot of publicity, and I got a half a percent of a vote, which was actually pretty good for a write-in candidate. 10 years ago, I noticed that in Wyoming, no Democrat had filed to run against then Congresswoman, now Senator, Cynthia Lummis, and trying to get people who actually lived in Wyoming, Democrats, to run. I thought if I could file, it would make the Democratic Party say, hey, we need a candidate, get anyone to run. They didn't. I ended up winning the primary because no one was opposed to me. I didn't really campaign. I hoped that, well, the U.S. Senate Democratic candidate, at least he was spending $50,000 of his own money. He was running a bus around the state, and they had a pretty good Democratic candidate for governor. I thought maybe I can get some of their votes because I'm further down on the ballot. Turned out that the U.S. Senate candidate got 17% of the vote. I got 23% of the vote. I carried Teton County, which the senatorial and gubernatorial candidates did not. I don't know how I did it. I went there. I was in Jackson Hole on election night and saw that I had won the county. I don't know how. So now, I really hope Mary Peltola will win the election. Whether President Biden wins re-election, as I hope, or President Trump, convicted felon, who I've known for years because I come from Brooklyn, and, well, I have a history with that person. Either way, we need a Democratic House, so I would advise people to vote for Mary Peltola. I can't stop people from voting for me. If Mary Peltola said to me, Mr. whatever your name is, could you remove yourself from the primary ballot? I have another 4 weeks. I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to get my $100 back. I expect that I'll finish like, 11th, 12th in the primary. I can't stop people from voting for me. I'm probably the only candidate to the left of Mary Peltola. I'm more pro-Palestinian. I'm more anti-drilling. I am, I disagree with her votes about certain things like on the border security. I'm pretty liberal, kind of a socialist, kind of a Bernie Sanders, AOC more person. I'm to the left of Congresswoman Peltola. I'm to the left of President Biden. But there are only hope for me to stop what could be, I feel, a disastrous presidency. Anyway, I just wanted to tell people what's going on. I've made a few satirical videos you could see now or you might have seen before. I think they had 15 or 16 people look at them. And I assume Mary Peltola will win the primary. Some people are under the impression that because Alaska has ranked choice voting, it works for the primary too. No, it worked in 2022 for the special general election for which she was first elected after Congressman Young died. But it doesn't work for the primary. You can only vote for one person. I assume that whatever I do, Mary Peltola will finish in the top four. Obviously, two of them will be Lieutenant Governor Dahlstrom and Mr. Baggage. I don't know who the fourth one is. Most of the other candidates are, shall we say, like me, somewhat eccentric. One of them is serving 20 years in federal prison right now, and I know Alaska voters, a lot of them may in fact like convicted felons as their candidates, so it's possible he could finish fourth. There's an Alaska Independence Party candidate who doesn't believe in climate change. Okay, there's a couple of these weird candidates, four of who like me are from not presently living in Alaska. I hope to be there this summer, but I won't be campaigning. Or if I do campaign, I will be doing it for Mary Peltola. I say, if you want to vote for me, I can't stop you. And I don't even know in ranked choice voting, it's a top four, who the fourth person is. If by some weird fluke, which I don't think is going to happen, I'm the fourth person, I will just tell people, obviously, rank Mary Peltola number one. If you want to vote for me number two, that's fine, but maybe not. I don't know how the mathematics of it, okay? My degrees are in political science, English, and I went to law school. So my math days are over. Anyway, thank you, and take care. Bye bye, Alaska.